Question 21 with our boundaries dealing with punctuation. Paintings by the renowned 20th century U.S. artists Thomas Hart Benton and Jackson Pollock were featured in Artist to Artist. The first thing I notice here is from this and down to here, this is a non-essential phrase that describes artist to artist. So we can really disregard this part. We just need to focus on what the subject is, what the verb is, and how we are to place our supplement here that deals with describing the paintings. Paintings in this sentence is a subject. Were is the verb in the sentence. And from here, by the renowned 20th century U.S. artists Thomas and Jackson, this is what we call a prepositional phrase that describes our subject. So really, our job in choosing the proper punctuation really deals with how we define the paintings, because our subject and verb has already been mentioned. So paintings were featured in Artist to Artist. So idea is good. How do we best clarify our prepositional phrase using the choices from A, B, C, D? Once you look at the first choice we look at, I notice is we're looking at a colon after artist, okay? When you do colon after artist, just treat colon like a period. Would you ever place a period in middle of a sentence? So just like colons, just like periods, colons as well as semicolons, you only place these at the end of sentence. I always tell my students that colons, semicolons, and periods are end of sentence punctuations as the first rule of using these punctuations. Never use colons in middle of a sentence. Now, artist in choice B, and we have artists all throughout. When you have artist in choice B, it reads 20th century artists Thomas Hart and Benton and Jackson Pollock. It's sort of like my brothers John and Paul. When you have this, okay, would you place a comma here? Would you place a comma there? Or would you place a comma anywhere here? You can see that these commas are unnecessary, as my brothers John and Paul, okay, these are all essential information that needs to go together. So going back to our choice in B, artist Thomas Hart Benton and Jackson Pollock in choice B is used without any commas or any punctuations. So let's try to read this with choice B. Paintings, subject, paintings by renowned 20th century U.S. artists Thomas Hart Benton and Jackson Pollock were featured in Artist to Artist. So choice B actually sounds, this is actually proper. We have all the information needed, but we can double check with choice C just for your learning. You notice in choice C, when you use comma and, there's only two ways to use this. That is by using comma and joining two independent clauses, or when you have a list of A, B, and C. In this case, you're connecting word, Thomas Hart, one word, and Jackson Pollock, the other word, with comma and. So this is a misusage of comma and. We can't do choice C for that reason. Choice D places comma after artist. This may seem quite likely to what we, it's choice D may be tempting, but when you do choice D, this is what happens. Paintings by the renowned 20th century U.S. artists, comma, Thomas Hart, Benton, and Jackson Pollock were featured. So it's sort of like a fragment / run-on, meaning that the idea changes by placing that comma there. What I'm reading here is Thomas Hart Benton and Jackson Pollock become the subjects. Okay, these become the subjects. The two people were featured. So what does that mean? When you do choice D, it means that the two people were featured. So this is a complete change of an idea that we can't do choice D. Choice A is a bad usage of colon. We don't need a colon. And choice C is a bad usage of comma and. So our correct choice for 21 is B without using any commas.